Hello one, welcome back to my channel, and if you are a regular visitor of my channel, here I am with another case study which is very interesting. This is a public international law case, and this is a very iconic case, and I would say that not many people know about this case, but it will blow your mind with the way the entire case unravels itself, and it's a kind of like a thriller, actually, this case itself, and I hope it not only entertains you but also adds some value to your understanding about public international law. Okay, let me get started with the case itself. So this case happens in international waters, that is in the oceans. Okay, so what happened is on high seas there will be a French vessel, French ship. The French ship's name is Lotus. Okay, and there will be one ship from Turkey. Okay, the Turkish ship is named Boz-Kourt. And what happened was there will be a collision between the Turkish vessel and the French vessel. So both ships collide, and what will happen is the Turkish ship sinks down. Okay, it will break down and it will sink. And then the French captain, what he does is he rescues the survivors. There will be around 10 survivors in the sea, and he will rescue the 10 survivors and he will get them on his ship. Okay, he will get them on his ship and he wants to drop them to Turkey. So he goes to the Turkey and he drops with the intention to drop them off on the port, only to find that his ship gets confiscated and he will get arrested along with all the other crew members of that ship, Lotus. So the French vessel is under seas, and the captain and along with his crew members are produced in front of the Turkish court. Here what happens is Turkish court, they sentence this guy who is the French captain. His name is Damon. Okay, they will sentence Damon for 180 days. They will imprison him in the Turkish jails. When this is happening, the entire world and especially the French, they get really agitated, and they're like, how can you do this? First of all, there was like collision, yes, but out of humanity, even this French captain, he rescued these people. He could have just left them on the sea, dying. But he, out of humanity concerns, he gets them on his ship. He takes them all the way to Turkey to drop them off. He won't like leave them stranded. And upon that, he gets imprisoned for 180 days. And along with his crew members, they're like, what is this? Why, how there is a law in this? So this has to be taken to the International Court of Justice. Okay, International Court of Justice, for those who don't know, is the court for international law. So their arbitration and their jurisdiction mainly governs anything related to matters between two states, or two states when we say it's not like state of India, like two states as in two countries. Okay, two countries, or anything which is of like human rights violation and all those. I think it's a very detailed, robust jurisdiction which is mentioned in the United Nations, UN, and all those things will be governed by ICJ. And it will also, there's like few things also, like it doesn't have jurisdiction on every country. It only has jurisdiction on those countries who have signed the treaty when the International Court of Justice was formed, or even subsequently when whoever joined to that. Some countries and all, they are like out of bounds. Nobody can do anything. Like for example, North Korea. That's the reason why we don't see a lot of trade happening with North Korea, right? So some of the countries are staying away from this. They don't. The International Court of Justice don't have any jurisdiction on that. But France and Turkey are the members of that. So that's the reason why this matter goes to the International Court of Justice. And there, France very violently argues that, like, how is this even legally possible? How is this? How is it even acceptable that not only our French captain, he rescued these people, but also he took them to their hometown, and then subsequently he gets arrested, and then he's also sentenced to jail for 180 days. How is that even possible? So that time International Court of Justice will have two questions, main questions in front of them. One is that did Turkey violate the international law? That's one. And second, because they exercise the jurisdiction over the crime committed on international waters. Okay, so that is one. And second is, should Turkey pay any compensation to France? Those are the two questions which will be posed before the court, because France doesn't want to leave this for a good reason. Actually, if you see the case, you will feel a little bit partially inclined towards France, right? Because you will be like, oh, what did that French guy do? He saved him, and then he saved the Turkish folks, and he went to drop them also. And then he comes to know, it's just like how in accident cases, like imagine like you like there's an accident and then you try to help the other person, rescue them, take them to their home, only to find that you get arrested. It's like that. Well, International Code of Law actually kind of upholds whatever the Turkey folks have done, because one is that it has exclusive jurisdiction over subject matters of Turkey. Okay, so because every country, for example, if anything happens to an Indian national, India has exclusive jurisdiction over that. And maybe there was like one little mistake what Damon did. He went to the Turkish waters. Okay, then it gave them more jurisdiction of the person, and he is actually kind of like criminally liable, because the collision, when it happened, it kind of like damaged the entire Turkish ship, and French ship survived from that collision, and not much details of that collision is because they can only hear the parties, right? There's no evidence or there's no proof exactly what exactly happened to the entire scenario. Only thing is they can guess and they can postulate on what would have happened hypothetically. So, but leaving that is not even the matter here. The matter here is the jurisdiction, whether the Turkey has the jurisdiction to file a criminal complaint on this French national, and whether they have jurisdiction to even imprison him is the question. Well, here if you see in this case became very famous for that reason only, that Turkey did have jurisdiction over this, because it becomes a private matter, because even though it happened in high seas, the France does not have the exclusive right of damaging any other navy ship of another national who's bearing the flag of another nation. They don't have the jurisdiction over that. So that's the reason why since this even though this crime was committed in the international waters, the guy who was at fault came to their jurisdiction, and the Turkey has exclusive jurisdiction over that. So that's what International Court of Justice said. Even though it feels like you are a little bit, you are kind of little bit sidelined with the French Damon guy, because we just feel somewhere that he should not have got imprisoned, even though if it was an accident and if it happened on the international water, still he did the right thing by saving those people from Turkey, and by getting them on the board, and also to dropping them off to the proper location. He could have just left them anywhere, but he didn't. And we don't know where was his route. Did he take like a U-turn and maybe go all the way to Turkey to drop them off? It was like a humanitarian concern. Was it that way, or did France intentionally, French vessel intentionally, made the Turkish vessel sink? What was the Turkish vessel even carrying? So all these questions crop up, for which we don't have any answers to, because obviously they will not reveal. It's a very sensitive matter, so that did not get publicized much. But this case is very iconic in public international law, because it defines the subject matter of territorial jurisdiction of any state, and which is very, very important. Like even now we see that so many people who make scams and they run away from India, and even though we have exclusive we have exclusive jurisdiction of getting those people back, but still we are unable to do so. Why? So these are the questions which actually kind of crop up when you listen to these kind of case studies more. So hopefully you enjoyed this case study, and yes, I did leave this case study with a question because yeah, this is sometimes this is what happens, that we don't get an entire full stop or a closure for a case. All it leaves is more question marks, and sometimes we have to deal with it. Same, but this Lotus case is a very iconic case. Every person who aspires to do something in international law should know about this case, because this establishes the jurisdiction and the power of jurisdiction of every state, and even the international law cannot break into it. Is the kind of like crux or moral of this case study. Hopefully you learned something new today, and if you have not subscribed, subscribe now, because I don't promote my channel, so you actually just kind of like stumbled upon my channel, I think, and you might miss out. So instead, just hit a subscribe button and stay tuned with me, because I'm planning to get more and more unheard case studies, and hopefully it will keep you updated and aware of our legal system. Until tomorrow, bye.